What's up, members? Welcome back. So we're going to go over the weekly stock review here. We're going to go over the major indexes. We're not going to live stream today. We will live stream on Friday with the SpaceX IPO, and next Saturday we will resume that live stream as well. Take a look at this. Let's start at QQQ. It was 748. We finally had that much needed pullback, which is about a 6 to 7% pullback. Now, this is nothing to be afraid of. I think this is all healthy. It's normal. This is what you want to see. When you look at the Qs over the long term here, we needed a pullback, and this is definitely part of the plan, not a big deal. I'm actually looking to add long term, but I want to see if we get a little further pullback. You're going to see that the individual stocks have a much more higher percentage of a pullback, which is pretty brutal. And if you're holding individual stocks, that's just part of the game. But we have been trending up like this. A retest back to 637 is what we want. That is what we would be looking for long term with this. In the interim, though, we do have to pay attention that Qs is at the $700 level. We will watch that as well, and we want to see how it reacts when it finally hits 694 all the way down to about 690. So if you're in a short position, you have definitely done the right thing. And we have noticed that you had this level was a beautiful short. Hopefully one of you caught this. I know Jess was in this, has a potential QQQ big short position. I'm wondering if the position was around 735. That's an excellent move right there if you entered. Due to these candles right here, you could see the topping tails at 734, support right here, was support right here, and then once this rejected, this was the break and retest. Zooming in for you guys, there's your break and retest right here. You could see it at 734. It was trying to hold, and then it was just hovering at 734, and this was the perfect entry if you caught that. So excellent move on that. Now, let's break down SPY. A little less volatile, but it's still pretty brutal. If you look at 750 down all the way to 735, this is about a 2 to 3% pullback on the S&P 500, but long term, the trend is still intact. So I'm not really concerned when it comes to the overall picture. We want pullbacks, and if you never get pullbacks, you're not getting good long-term entries. So for me, these are good long-term entry opportunities. Looking potentially start chipping some dollars. We have 732. You have that clear support level. Now looking here on the pullbacks, I would love to have a real pullback to about $700 per share. That is really where I would be looking when it comes to SPY. Right here, you have multiple tops at $700 per share. I'd be waiting for this level. Once again, we needed these pullbacks. Let's go into SMH. This is where it starts to get interesting. You start looking at the VanEck Semiconductor ETF. And this is a lot more volatile than QQQ and a lot more volatile than SPY. So when you look at this, you had 642 all the way down to 566, already a 12% pullback, which is excellent. You're going to see when we look at the individual stocks, they have been crushed. But first, I want you to focus on this potential play here on SMH. $580 was a resistance, turned into broken, it turned into support right here. We have the same principle here. If we get a pop on Monday, pushing back up into 580s, this is what you're looking for. You want to pop and short all of these. So any pop you get is what you're looking for. You want to see, can you short these in the interim? That is really what I'm looking for moving into next week on this. So looking at SMH, I want to see if we get this pop back in, 582, and then push back down. We want to see these reject to confirm our bias that we have sell-off pressure. Looking at MU stock, we know that one of our WAP members had these guys. He took profits around 800, and I'm sure that he was probably thinking about, oh, if I held him to 1,000, but this is what happens. You don't know when this massive sell-off is going to be, and this is why you take profits on the way up. So it's a great trade by him, but it's down 22% in one day, all the way from 1,000, basically 1089, all the way down to 846. We're going to look for pullbacks. We're going to wait for 660 on this one. If you're looking for a closer pullback, yes, you could buy $800, but you have to remember in the last year, this stock in 1 year's time is already up over 200%. So just be cautious. I would love to see pullbacks to even like 640. We want to see a massive pullback here. You got to be patient when it comes to these semiconductor stocks. Take a look at AVGO stock. AVGO, similar picture, has ridden up over the past 3 months, and now we finally had a pullback from 507 to 383. This is a beautiful pullback. This is what we want to see. AVGO is something I want to hold long term. Looking at a 24% pullback. These are all sales. This should not scare you unless you're holding at 500, and then I would be a little worried. But When you're sitting on cash, you look at this as buying opportunities, and that's what you should be doing. So looking at 385, hopefully we can get pullbacks to about 350 on AVGO. That would be interesting. Microsoft has been the trickiest one, in my opinion, out of all of them, because normally it just follows these trends long term. It'll go down to the bottom, it'll go down to the bottom and bounce, but now we are really struggling to get that bounce. I still think that we are still bullish, but we need to hold this level. Microsoft is really making you earn this, to be honest. If you are holding this, you have the left shoulder, you have the head, and then here's your right shoulder. But normally you would just start kind of doing this and then pushing up higher. Instead, we got this massive rejection at $466 per share. And when you look at that rejection, 472 all the way down to 412, we are running into support right here around 412. So let's see what it does. Give it a little wiggle room because it's obviously a big cap. Everybody's looking at this level. Will we get that pop at 412? We will see. I'd be looking, if we do get that pop, waiting to see if we get resistance coming in at $430 per share. That would be fair. But if we get a move down to 400, I would not be surprised. But this needs to hold 400. If this doesn't hold 400, that's going to be a problem. We're going to continue to watch and see how it plays out. I want to go over Cerebras real quick, then we'll go over the rest of the Mag 7. Cerebras stock, I just want to let you know, we've been talking about this, me and Jay Young, like, do not hold this stock. This is something that's going to sell off, has not proved itself. This is an IPO. It's already down over 50% since it IPO'd. And this is why you have to be very careful when you're trading these stocks. You could see it's already down 45 to 50%, down past 200 now. We're going to continue to watch this. I want to see it go down to at least $100 per share. I'm going to continue to wait on that. Meta stock here. Meta, we had a nice play on them, and then basically the whole thing unfolded after that news broke out yesterday. Meta stock at $582 per share. I would be cautious. Let's wait. Hopefully we can get a pullback all the way down to 500. Now, I know this seems pretty grim, but this is what we want to see. We want to see these deep pullbacks so we can actually swing these guys and make over 100% returns on them or 50% returns on them. That's what we're waiting for. So we have to be patient. On the 5-year chart on Meta right now, we are trending from this 493 all the way up to 796. This is something we are waiting for. We're starting to make lower highs, which you can see is indicated right here. This is a higher low. There's a lower high right here at 630. Now, if we can break this 590 and break this level, that would be beautiful. Let's move back down to about $500 per share, which would be awesome. That's what we'd want to see when it comes down to Meta stock. IBM is another stock that blew up. It's something that I'm going to continue waiting. I need to see pullbacks to at least $256 per share. Salesforce is another stock that is consolidating in this region right here. And due to this consolidation zone, when you were looking at it, it's clear as day. They were trading from 211, let's just really say 200, all the way down to 164. I'm going to be waiting for pullbacks into that region. I need to see that this 6-month chart, all we've been doing, yeah, we got above 200 for a split second right here, but all we've really been doing is trading from 200 down to 164. I'm going to wait for further pullbacks down to at least 170 or below. Snow stock, another interesting one, waiting for deeper pullbacks, 235. You have nothing here to fill the gap. I want to see a pullback to $200 on these guys. Another stock that I've been looking at is ARM stock. I just want to set it on your alerts. Just have your alerts set your alerts for $290 per share. We're not trading this until it goes back even deeper. We need to see deeper pullbacks on these guys. When you look at the major guys like NVIDIA, the chip makers, the guys that are the semiconductors of the face of it, the Jensen Huangs, 240 all the way down to 204. This is starting to get very, very interesting. I want to see if we get a further drawdown here. We're already down 15%, but if we can get a pullback down to this 196 level, 18%, I'm going to be in NVIDIA stock. This is something that I want to hold on to. These guys are not going anywhere. They're going to be around for the next many years, and I want to own shares, and NVIDIA likes to do this thing where it likes to consolidate for months, and as long as you have the patience to buy in shares where it doesn't bother you as much and you can tolerate this, you can easily swing trade this when you get to these zones. So we're waiting for 196 and look for a move back up to $230 per share. That'll be a long-term swing trade, probably 3 to 6 month trade. PLTR, I just want to review. They are basically consolidating in this range right now. And when I look at PLTR on the 6-month chart, I'm just waiting to see, are they going to break below from 165 all the way down to $130 per share? If we can break this level, I would love to see that. I want to see a move down to 120s. That would be excellent. Netflix is another stock who's the only one that actually kind of held up a little bit. Went down from 81 down to 81.83. Not a big move, but in the last 6 months, all it's done is basically lose money for you. If we do break this $81 level, you are headed down to $75 per share. So we're going to see if that gap gets filled as well. Netflix has been looking weak, and it usually leads the way and tells you which way the market's going, and it has been selling off for the last couple months. So now we will see when we go down to $75 per share. Definitely something I would be looking into.